what was the term you used?
Call them either dragon tears or rusty tears.
Yeah.
So yeah, you obviously are showing that this building is showing heavy oxidization from the fact that water is getting into your building, getting behind the veneer, has no place to go but out, and it comes out in tears and shows you signs that you in the past will never know that's a sign for you.
Yeah.
Now you get all these signs that say that the connections into these buildings minimally got to be duplicated because you've got severe evidence that says the fire escape is in question.
You're not going up there, neither am I. Hi Rick, how are you? I'm good, buddy. How you doing? Working hard?
So now you also see
Good for you.
that the weight doesn't have a release arm. It's out of balance, and they've put extra weight on the back so that the thing doesn't drop. There's no release. So you have to go up 5 stairs in order for it to drop. He's also notified that basically Susan is up front, Dan is in the back, so that thing will never come down anyway. It is an active building, all the lights are on. So somebody's gonna lose their parking space after you get done with them. All original hardware, nothing but rivets. Yep. And when you get underneath here, Dan,
do I have to?
then you see evidence of rust on every tread.
Oh yeah, oh
yeah. Yeah? And because it's rivets, how much room do we have on rivets before it gives way?
About 3/8?
Yeah. And only a quarter of it because that 3/8 goes through a 1/4 inch flat before it gets to the tread and had its tail smashed to make the back end of it. So some of these treads ready to give way in your estimation?
I am sure.
So this is you look up, you see any treads that are kind of bigger, you know, sort of in the middle here. You see one of those treads ready to give way there.
Oh yeah. Well, you can see a lot of the rust down underneath the
rusty tears. Straight up to the roof ladder. What's the biggest problem with the roof ladder? Who are those for?
Maintenance folks. Fire.
Never a maintenance guy. Maintenance guy will never use that ladder.
Yeah.
The fireman will use it to pop a hole in the roof. Watch out, Gary, someone's trying to get by. So these are the things, and it's been rusted pretty much for a good 25 years. So this fire escape is every connection is compromised. And again, we have the problem. Spot repair, if you want, and give me a load test. Or full refurbishment in lieu of a load test. But every one of these connections into the wall needs a new connection, a new epoxy bolt or a new through bolt. Right? And this is something you've been seeing. So is this a yellow or a red in your estimation?
Well, I think everyone in the team will be red.
Well, not everyone's going to always go red, but you always find things that are a life safety issue. The fact that you know always a car parks underneath here, what does that do? It starts pushing it towards red. The fact that you see treads with huge expansion that is ready to let something drop, it starts getting it near red, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you'll find plenty of ones that the treads are already dangling. It's already red.
Yeah.
But again, it's the awareness. You know, at least let us identify these during your pre-plans as whether or not they're, so that the fire truck driving down here, there's a list there that the guy says, hey, everybody on the truck, everybody. It's a red. Nobody on the fire escapes. But ideally, in the middle of the night, there's a white tag on there. The thing is beautiful. You release it, it drops to the ground, no obstructions, and the firemen are crawling up and down, smashing in windows, getting in here and fighting this fire, nice and quick. The main truck that has the ladder on it is 3 minutes away, 5 minutes away. Guys are already inside fighting this fire. That's what the tag system is going to do for you on this one. All right? But so far so good. You learned a lot, and a lot of that class came from, like I mentioned before, you already know this stuff. You know, it's common sense stuff, and now that you heard it and it got explained to you, I really didn't teach you too much more than you already knew from common sense. You dealt with bolts, you dealt in the Navy, you put things together, you took things apart. This is all common sense stuff. This is a rector set, nuts and bolts. But sometimes we think it's a bigger animal than it really is, and it never is. It's simple. 97% of it is outside the building, 3% of it is buried in the building, and we got answers for all three. But we want some guarantees. Load test it? Full refurbishment in lieu of a load test. You want something in between that? Do it, but give me a load test anyway.
There you go.
So there's your two options. No opinion letters anymore, correct?
No.
Okay, let's take a look at